David said to Nathan, I have sinned against the Lord. And Nathan said to David, the Lord also has put away your sin. You shall not die. 2 Samuel 12, verse 13. This verse comes after Nathan the prophet has confronted King David with his sin. He wrongfully took Bathsheba, another man's wife. He wrongly saw to it that Uriah, her husband, was killed by the enemy. For a while, David may have tried to cover up and justify his sin. He might have told himself that as the king, he had a right to call for Bathsheba to be brought to him and to enjoy sexual pleasures with her. He may have justified Uriah's death by thinking in his mind, how was I supposed to know that he would be killed by the enemy? When confronted with his sin, David had a choice to make. He could have dug in his heels by blaming other people, including Bathsheba, rationalizing and justifying his actions, or even denying that there was wrongful intent connected to his choices. But he didn't. He came clean and boldly confessed that he had sinned against the Lord. Without hesitation, Nathan was able to assure him that the Lord had forgiven him for his wrongdoing. Oftentimes, we live out a similar story. We make choices that are clearly contrary to the will of God. We harm and endanger people. We use the gifts that God has given us in ways that He never intended us to use them. We deceive, we manipulate, we lie, we abuse our power. And even as we see the hurt and destruction that we've caused, we're tempted to rewrite the story so that we are the victims of others' choices, and the things that we've done really aren't all that bad. In fact, the truth be known, we begin to think we really haven't done anything wrong at all. And then we are convicted of the seriousness of our sin and the wrongfulness of our choices. It might be a friend who has the courage to confront us. It might be the sovereign work of the Holy Spirit that brings us to a place of conviction. But one way or another, the mirror that shows us our sin is set before us, and we're faced with a decision to make. Do we dig in our heels and blame others for our actions, rationalize and justify the destruction we've caused, deny that we are truly at fault? Or do we respond the way King David responded by saying, I have sinned against the Lord? When we dig in our heels, we remain caught in the sin that so easily entangles us, and we can no longer run the spiritual race set before us. But when we come clean and admit our sinfulness, God stands ready to announce to us His undeserved but freely given forgiveness. May the Lord give us the ability to confess our sin and receive His forgiveness so that we might be free, yes, free indeed. Press on in the Lord.